Well, he finished fourth in Iowa, then placed eighth in New Hampshire in the primary there, and after finishing sixth in South Carolina, Dr. Ben Carson had this to say.
When this thing started, there were 17 candidates. There are only 6 now, and I'm still one of them. I'm not going anywhere.
So now the question remains, is Dr. Carson, where's he going to go from here as he still continues to run? Dr. Carson, always great to see you. I heard your remarks just a second ago. Do you feel pressure from the establishment to push out, to emerge with one person to go against Donald Trump?
Well, I know there are some people who are saying that, but, you know, there's a reason that we have a process like this.
Yep.
And if we're going to call it after 3 or 4 primaries and caucuses, why don't we just change the system and we'll say we're just going to do it for 3 or 4 states and that'll be it. Doesn't make any sense, really. And, you know, there's a lot of information that still needs to come out. And the nice thing is now that the numbers are down to a smaller size, maybe it's just possible that we might actually start talking about the real issues and the real solutions to the problems of America, because they are very, very substantial. This is not about personalities. Mm-hmm. This is about the future of our country and our children.
Mm-hmm. So when people say, Dr. Ben Carson, you're in the single digits, why don't you just drop out? Your response is?
My response is, you know, it's a dynamic game. You know, if you remember the story of the tortoise and the hare, mm-hmm. You know, if you give up on the tortoise too early, you're only going to have the hare who is exhausted and not very effective.
Dr. Carson, Senator Cruz has run a faith-infused campaign based on values and principles. His campaign sign even says, trust Ted, yet he keeps finding himself in these questionable situations with the robocalls and the photoshopped pictures, and then the video of the Bible incident with Senator Rubio. And, of course, what happened to you in Iowa with the tweet that went out saying you dropped out of the campaign. With Senator Cruz forcing the resignation of his communications director, do you feel like you have accountability for what happened to you?
There is some there, but you always have to ask yourself the question, is there a culture here that I'm permitting that creates a problem? You know, I discovered that in my own campaign. There was a culture there that was not good, and we got rid of it, and it's much better and much more effective now. That's what I call taking action to correct problems. Now, is moving this guy to another position enough? I guess we'll find out.
Well, I guess so. Wait, I thought he was resigned. He's doing another position?
Well, it's unclear exactly what's going on.
Okay.
So we'll just have to see.
As soon as we figure it out, we'll share it. Meanwhile, a number of our viewers, Doctor, while you're here, joining us from Las Vegas, had questions for you. Christine on Twitter asked, would you ever consider accepting a job as Health and Human Services Secretary?
Well, I'm not looking for a job, quite frankly. I've had a job all of my life. I'm looking to really, you know, alter the course of this nation. And, you know, I need people to wake up and recognize how serious this is. We're on the brink of disaster on several different levels, and I don't think most people recognize it. They're still interested in who's on Dancing with the Stars.
You're right. It's true. Lily writes on Twitter, Dr. Carson, what are you going to do differently from President Obama to unite the races?
A lot, believe me. First of all, I will emphasize what we have in common versus what separates us. And I will be encouraging the private sector to invest in people around them so that we're all on the same track. Mm-hmm. You know, government programs tend to leave people in a situation where they're dependent. And they may not have meant to do that, but that's certainly what they're doing. You know, united we stand, divided we fall.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Carson, for starting your day here on Fox & Friends. Good luck out in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
He's got town halls and he's going to caucus sites all around.
He's busy. Getting started.